Today I fucked up by not remembering to breathe. Throwaway account, because I have no intention of memorializing this fuck up in my actual Reddit history. This happened over the past weekend. So, there I am, masturbating in the shower. I was sharing a guest house with 5 other occupants. It wasn't a vacation. It was work accommodation. We were crew on an intense television series that was being filmed in various small town locations. Lots of long days and late nights. The usual shit. It's 20:30 p.m. Fuck up time. It was the end of a long-ass week. I had to purge. So, I smoked some weed with the crew/roomies, and then took a shower. I wasted no time getting down to nut-busting business once I went nude. I didn't realize just how damn long it's been since I choked the chicken, until that first stroke. I damn near moaned. I upped the speed. My hand is practically becoming a blur. I'm so deep in the moment, or just too damn high to realize that I'm actually holding my breath the entire time. My head's beginning to feel like it's spinning. I don't stop. I'm approaching the point of no return. It's close. I can feel it. Just another stroke or two to unlock the jizz gates. At that moment, I pass the fuck out. I wake up within moments on the bathroom floor, bleeding. At the same time, the door swings open as 2 stoned colleagues of mine barge in to see if the crashing sound they heard wasn't all in their heads. For the record, it wasn't. When I collapsed, I fell, back first, through the fucking glass walls of the shower. Thus, there I was, naked in front of the 2 dudes I work/live with, covered in minor cuts and a load of cum. What will no doubt scar us all forever was my damn dick remained rock hard and throbbing when I gained consciousness. Which is how those motherfuckers found me on the floor. Fuck you, life. Fuck you. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Edit, never expected this to blow up. Appreciate all the awards, you wonderful people, much love. Edit, haha. 20:30 p.m. I see it. Thank you all for pointing out the true fuck up. Lol #savage. Too long didn't read, I smoked weed, stroked the D, and forgot to breathe. At least your little soldier didn't chicken out, he ended the mission despite the circumstances. The little shit is becoming self-aware. Technically, that's a work-related accident. You might be entitled to compensation. Considering that I've now bled for this job, compensation would definitely be the preferred, outcome. Edit, appreciate the silver, friend. Smoked some flower in the shower then beat it till he overheated. Did some weed. Shot my seed. Fainted during the deed. Come. As you are. As you were. As you pass out from weed. On your ass. Through the glass. There's a great memory? I mean at least you finished I guess LMFAO. How did your roommates respond to this whole thing after you came to? I mean at least you finished I guess LMFAO. Haha. Weird enough, I was kinda disappointed I wasn't even conscious for the actual orgasm. All that build up, just to wake up and realize my body went ahead finished the job without me. Literal dick move, man. How did your roommates respond to this whole thing after you came to? The 2 of them were confused and concerned, on top of tripping balls. Roommate number 1, aka Brian, poor dude, took one for the team when he helped me up and made sure I didn't step on broken glass. I should add, he did say no homo as he was leading my naked ass back to my bed. Roommate number 2, Alex, first made sure there was more than enough distance between the 2 of us before handing me a towel to cover up the man bits. He never said no homo though. Narrows eyes. While I was waiting for the medic to show up, I could hear the 2 of them laughing their asses off in the living room. I was honestly impressed it took them that long. But that moment was the second time that night I wished the fall had actually killed me. Today I fucked up by torrenting. So I don't even know why I'm posting this, but I guess I just wanted to share. I live at home with my parents still, and 2 weeks ago we were preparing to go on a week-long vacation to our vacation house which has no Wi-Fi. Of course, I had to prepare for a week with no Wi-Fi, so I booted up uTorrent and got to work on movies, TV shows and songs. I also like to stroke my shaft, so I downloaded some porn. This was my fuck up. The porn that I downloaded was Brazzers produced. In case you don't know, Brazzers is anal about their IP. Fast forward to this morning, we've been home for a few days and my dad forwarded me an email from Comcast that states our IP address and says we breached copyright laws and lists some infringement details, but the bad thing is it has Brazzers' name as the copyright holder and the title of the infringing work or something is like Sorority Girl Gets Plowed by Frat Boys, and now I'm freaking out waiting for my family to come home for dinner. To make matters worse, I'm in a frat and my sister is in a sorority and my mom was too and my dad was a frat boy as well, so it's going to look super bad. What do? Too long didn't read, torrented Brazzers and they emailed my dad. To make matters worse, I'm in a frat and my sister is in a sorority and my mom was too and my dad was a frat boy as well, so it's going to look super bad. This isn't really an issue. Now if it was sorority girl gets fucked by her brother in a fraternity, then yeah, it'd be weird and very specific to your case. Sorority girl gets fucked by her brother in a vacation house. Must have been a neighbor using your Wi-Fi. Better change that Wi-Fi password. Do a better job of covering your tracks next time. You can protect yourself a lot better if you're torrenting. Edit, for the record I am not Op's father. Lol. Comcast will not likely forward your info to the copyright holder, Brazzers, so whatever you do, do not, I repeat, do not contact Brazzers or allow your parents to. This will identify you and they will send some scumbag firm to pinch you for whatever they can. Now about your parents. If they do not know much about Wi-Fi, you can tell them that it was likely hacked because the security code was weak. Offer to change it to a better password. Your dad may want to contact Brazzers to tell them it was a hacker. Tell him, no. Even if someone joined your Wi-Fi network and downloaded stuff, it will still be up to you to prove your innocence. This costs tons in legal fees. If they don't know who you are, they can't sue you. The only way they can get your identity is if they subpoena Comcast. Last I heard, this doesn't happen very often. VPNs are your friend. Your dad was a frat boy. Tell him you know he did way worse shit. Such as plowing sorority girls like your mother. Today I fucked up by forcing a single mother to pay for both our meals. So, first time posting here, still 10 shades of red from the embarrassment. So, I decided on my payday to treat myself to a breakfast at the International House of Pancakes. I get seated and enjoy my Dr. Pepper waiting for my meal when I see a woman across the restaurant sitting with her 2 small children, about 3 and 4. Nothing out of the ordinary, except I see that the 2 children are sharing a pancake and a water, and thought about my mom being single and struggling, so I decided to do something good for a change. When my waitress came by, I asked if I could get my check and the woman's as well, and to tell her to order whatever she wanted. The waitress looked pleasantly surprised and informed the mother that someone offered to pay for her meal and to order whatever she wanted, so she got both the kids some pancakes in the shape of a smiley face and a stack of pancakes for herself and orange juices all around. The waitress informed the mother that I paid for the meal. It should be noted that there were 3 tables being sat, and we were the ones in that side of the restaurant, and she smiled and waved at me. I nodded and I finally achieved enough good karma to clear my conscience and headed for the register. Here's where the FU happens. The manager checked me out and told me that paying for her meal was so nice of me to do, and I batted the compliment away just enough to be humble but stroke my ego. As she tells me the balance, I pull out my wallet and hand her my AutoZone rewards card. She stares at me blankly, and when I look down, I am mortified. That is where I leave my debit card, and that's when it hits me that I bought something at Kinokuniya the day before and wrapped my receipt around my card, then threw the bag and receipt in the trash. Now, I do have Google Pay, so I figured I could pay with that since most places that take Apple Pay take Google Pay as well. However, They said that their location is cash only, the reason for that will never be known to me. The manager is super understanding, but says something about things happening for a reason, and straight up that she can't allow me to leave without paying. I realize now that created a situation in which I've allowed a woman to order food for what she thinks is free, only for it to turn out that some a-hole left her with the bill. I have no choice but to ask the only other customer if I could have him pay for both our meals and I could follow him to the bank. The look on this man's face was so condescending and confused that as soon as I asked, I apologized and walked away. Now, with no other options, I have to do the hands down most embarrassing and cringiest in my life. At this point I don't know if the mother has caught wind of what is going on, but when I approached her, she told me how appreciative she was, that she had just been laid off and just wanted to let her kids eat something before she takes them to the welfare office for the rest of the day to try to get on food stamps. At this point she had tears in her eyes and I did as well, thinking of my own mother, and how little things like a pancake with a whipped cream smiley face made my whole week, and how my mother did her very best to try to allow us to have a normal childhood, and I am forever grateful to her for that. However, the whole time I'm thinking how to break it to her, and as I'm about to tell her the situation, she tells her kids to thank me, and they do, with whipped cream all over their faces, smiling and laughing, and at this point I feel as though I'm in Impractical Jokers or some type of prank show. I had no idea how to break it to her, so I said, "You're so welcome, but I actually, kinda, lost my debit card. I have the money in my bank account. If you have something like Cash App or Venmo, I could pay you. Would it be possible to pay for both of us? I don't believe in God, but in that moment I wanted him to smite my ass and send me straight to hell." Her face turned blank, with such a sad look on her face, as to say, "Please, you can't be serious." I realized by her face that she didn't have the money, and we both kinda glanced at her kids who didn't have a care in the world as to what happens now. At this point I have no idea what I'm going to do. Everyone I know is at work, I'm not in my usual area, and I feel super bad for putting this lady in this position against her will. Luckily, the turning point of the story is that she said that her brother works about 10 minutes away, and he has a card and can come pay the bill. I apologized profusely, and was only trying to make her day a little better. She was also very understanding and grateful. The brother came by to pay the bill. I paid him back and then some. After it was all said and done we had a little bit of a laugh about it, and we parted ways. Too long didn't read. I offered to pay for a mom and her children's meal, and to order more food only to discover I lost my debit card and asked her to pay for both of our meals. Her brother comes to the rescue and I pay him extra for his troubles. Footnote: sorry for the formatting and grammatical errors. I'm using voice to text on my phone from work. Update: thanks for the gold. I hate seeing this message, but this whole situation has came back around and put a smile on my face. Update number 2. I want to thank everyone for the discussions, and also on the fact that I should carry at least some other form of payment like a credit card. My mother has never had a credit card, and unfortunately I learned a lot of my financial responsibilities from her, so finances aren't my strong point. I am learning about trying to get a good credit score. Never really understood how credit cards work, but definitely going to look into it. Also, since some time has passed, I've been able to laugh about it. Definitely will be something I won't forget anytime soon. It won't make me shy away from doing something decent in the future either. Hope everybody can I learn from my mistake and check to make sure you have a way to pay for your meal before you order. Update number 3. The time was around noon, but I wanted breakfast. That's why I had a drive. Pepper at that time, but I'll drink drive. Pepper in the morning if I want. It's Texas y'all. Also, I said that it was cash only, but she was telling me that basically they didn't accept any type of mobile payment. Update number 4. It was around noon. That's why I drink drive. Pepper. I just wanted to eat breakfast like waffles. Hindsight is 2020. I will carry cash with me from now on. Update number 5. I don't really have anybody to rely on for emergencies like this. My 3 friends, 2 of which were at work, 1 that was out of state, couldn't help me this time. Although they offered to give me their card number, they wanted a physical card. I offered to leave my cell phone and driver's license, but she wasn't having it. From me arriving to leaving was about 2 hours, situation lasted about half an hour. Final update, I want to apologize, I never meant to cause trouble for anyone. Yes, I should have had a credit card, extra cash, and another way to have access to emergency funds. It was irresponsible of me to put someone in a very hard situation who clearly was going through a lot. I grew up poor most of my life, and now that I've earned a job that gives me the opportunity to give back, I try to do so when I can. I never had a financial influence in my life, so I'm still learning things along the way. Again, I'm sorry. Would have been embarrassing enough to not be able to pay for yours, but to add on their bill too. Glad it all worked out in the end. You're a good person for helping someone down on their luck. I've always been paranoid of this exact situation since you're paying after you eat, not before. Whenever I walk into a restaurant, I always check to make sure I have what I need to pay for everything. In worst case, I just ask if I can leave an ID. If I won't shop up the next day, they can call the police. Usually it works. Once I ended up leaving my phone, which alone would be worth 10 meals. This might have just been the universe's way of making sure you never forget this moment. Some people will do this for a quick high and then forget about it, but I can guarantee you're never going to forget this. Also, you've inspired me to do the same. Payday is tomorrow. Let's keep the inspiration going. Hell yeah, friend, definitely not going to forget this anytime soon. I have been there most of my childhood, and you do get to an age where you do realize that your parent is struggling and just trying to make everything seem normal. So it hit me right in the chest seeing them all share a single pancake. I've done this when funds allow, because paying it forward genuinely does put happiness into the world. So we'll be doing this again very soon, but hopefully we'll have the money to pay for it, lol. I stopped reading as soon as I pulled out my AutoZone card. I knew where the story was going and I couldn't keep reading from there as I promptly died of secondary embarrassment. No good deed, blah blah blah. No amount of staring blankly into my empty wallet could have saved me from that moment. Definitely won't let this down. Already told my friends and they can't believe it happened, but we're happy that I at least did a good deed. For future reference, many chain restaurants sell gift cards that are instantly delivered via card code on Amazon to your email. Even if they don't take Apple Pay, they will always thanks their own gift cards. IHOP happens to be one of the restaurants that offer the instant gift card. Nice trick. You'd expect a store manager to know this, but I guess if they refuse things like Apple Pay, that should work with their payment system in the first place.